for surprise of us, the first strike acquires a dimensions that no one of us thought it will acquire. It started at the Fronteras campus, but then it propagated in all the campuses of all the university system. So we reflect the wishes of a lot of students, not only in the metropolitan area, if not all around the area, to struggle and fight against the neoliberal policies that Governor Fortuño was improving at the administration university in all the university system. This strike was cataloged by the student movement as a victory because the principal demand was what we call exención de matrícula. That is that the administration some students that have some talents, like the athletes or the ones who participate of the drama club, or some that have academic standards, don't have to pay the tuition.
The extent, yeah.
That they're exempt from paying the tuition because they have some talents, and the administration recognizes that, and that's a benefit that the student movement have conquered throughout the years. And they wanted to eliminate that benefit, that right that the students at the university have. So that's the reason, or the main reason, so that give us to realize this strike. But behind these wishes, it stands the wishes the students have to fight against Governor Fortuño. So we fight against the exención de matrícula, or the elimination of the exención de matrícula, but we conglomerize the meaning that a lot of students, because a lot of students are sons, daughters, cousins of some of the employees that were fired. We will motorize these wishes in a strike in all the campuses. After 2 months of this strike, we obtained what we were fighting for in the first place. But the university administration announced a fee of over $800 to every one student of all the university system. At this moment, we understand that we needed someone to reorganize, to establish new strategies, because we knew that the fight that we were going to have to realize to stop the imposition of defeat was going to be bigger and more powerful than the one we had modernized some months ago. So through August to November, December, we continue making the work that what we call trabajo de base, we realized work directly with the students, informating the students, organizing the students, realizing conference, realizing marches, pickets, a lot of activities. So we create the conditions to, in some moment, protagonize a second strike that we were conscious it was gonna be difficult, because we have been on a strike of 2 months that was hard, was tiresome. So we were conscious that to motorize another strike it was going to be difficult, but the situation at the university imposed that reality to us, and we have to affront it. In December 14, started the second strike against this $800 fee. That we understand the real reason behind this fee is the restructuration of the university. Why we say this? Because the university administration established that by imposing this $800 fee by student, they will get more or less $40 million. When we did do the math, we viewed that they were doing this calculation in a 50,000 students basis, but the University of Puerto Rico have 60,000 students. So when they calculate how much they were going to earn month of the $100 fee, they recognized that more or less 10,000 students were getting didn't have the economic capacity to pay for the fee. So they knew that it was going to happen because they wanted to make the university smaller, because this is part of the restructuration of all the economy of the island. If less persons have a degree, when they go to the labor market, they have to sell their working force for a lower price if they don't have a degree. If you have a degree, you can demand a better condition of work, you can demand a higher salary, etc., etc., etc. So I bring this because I want to prove that all what is happening at the university have a direct relation with what is happening the rest of the island. Well, like I was saying, the 14th of December, we started the second strike in conditions more severe than the ones we prevailed. First of all, a lot of people told us, but you're crazy, you're going to strike, you're going to start a strike on Christmas. We told them, well, we know it's hard, but we don't have any option. We have tried everything. We have tried to negotiate this certified, because this is the fee is in a certified administration. But they don't want to negotiate. They don't want even to open reunions with us to talk about the situation. So we have to, in this moment, we got the people with the will to fight. So we have to use this will of the students to motorize the process that we can realize. So in December 14, we started this strike for surprise to a lot of sectors in the country. This strike started with more force and stronger than a lot of people thought, because they thought that the support that other sectors in the country have to the student movement have been lost. But it evidence that was incorrect, that a lot of people in Puerto Rico were, according to the student movement, strong against the $800 fee. This surprised a lot of people, even the state government. I think overestimated the student movement. When they saw that this movement will have the voluntad, the will to continue fighting and struggling, no matter what was happening, they started to point it out to the repression as the alternative to this struggle that we were realizing. That's the images you probably have seen in television or to the internet. The Rio Piedras campus was militarized, occupied by the Puerto Rico police, by the special forces, SWAT, riot squads, and all the special forces of the Puerto Rico police were inside the Rio Piedras campus, only to attempt a movement of students that we didn't have nothing in ourselves. So that's the importance that this movement has. So the government has to assign a lot of forces to try to stop this movement. We have the will to continue making this struggle, making this strike. We have been passing a lot of situations throughout the month since the 14th of December. Now the strike, based on the last assembly, was given a recess, like a break. So we can wait for the next assembly to see what's going to be the next step to front the university administration. But for me, the keynotes or the important aspects of the student movement are, first of all, that a difference of the labor movement, accepting the reference in the maestros, we didn't only talk about fighting against the government. We talk about fighting the government, but we prepared to fight the government. So we nos atrevimos. We dare to take the first step without knowing necessarily what we are going to confront. But we dare to make the steps necessary to protagonize and realize two important strikes in less than a year. Second of all, I think one of the important aspects of the student movement was one thing that I told you a moment ago, is the internal democracy, that the decisions are not made by one or two persons. A lot of people participate in what we call the plenos, that are the reunions where all the strikers participate, and that's the space we make the decisions to determine what are the next steps to fight the administration. I think that those two aspects, maybe there are more, are the fundamentals to this movement. So now I want to thank you once again to having us here. We want to answer your questions, your commentaries, whatever you want to say. Gracias.
Asociación de maestros. He visto a través de las noticias que hay tiempos donde ustedes trabajan juntos para dirigirse a issues que afectan a todos los maestros, no importa en qué institución de la federación o de la organización. Esa agrupación ahora, ¿están dejando que esos issues que ustedes están trabajando tengan un acoger de todos los maestros? ¿Están trabajando, coordinando? ¿Cuál es esa relación?
Asociación de Maestros, Teacher Association, that is affiliated to the NEA.
Oh, the NEA?
In US. Asociación de Maestros is an organization that permits the affiliation of directors and persons from the staff of the Department of Education, supervisors, and also is a political arm of Partido Popular Democrático. They make an alliance with Aníbal Acevedo Vilá to destroy our union, but sometimes we make joint efforts to particular issues. For example, when the October 15th one-day strike was called by AFL-CIO and Change to Win, or unions that were the unions that want to destroy Federación. But we participate in that strike and we march to the place where they were, because we have to make sometimes some joint efforts, particularly with the fascist law, like law number 7. It's a convergence point, but we are not joined because we have different point of view, different composition, different class vision. But it's important your commentary also because this PPD, Partido Popular Democrático, when is the pro-statehood government, the PPD moved as the Democratic party here. More to the left, okay, left. here, student movement, it's okay. But when they go to power, are worse. And that is important also because the political system in Puerto Rico is very similar to the US system, and one of the things that we work a lot in our members is that the structure that developed the governmental mechanism to oppress our people are the parties. And the people is supporting the party. They vote and participate, and when you see who is the director, and you see who is the person in charge of the region or the Department of Education, all of that people is structured by the party. And you as a worker are supporting the structure that is going to oppress you in the next round. And it's important because in US you also have that problem. Most of the workers don't see that the mechanism, the particular mechanism to develop all the machinery of the government that oppressed us is created by the